Hello, dear Capricorns. July 2025 is a time of results and culmination for you. This month brings a full moon in your sign, which signifies the completion of processes and situations most significant to you right now. At the same time, for about a week in July, you might experience a tense pause, feeling like nothing depends on you and you simply have to wait. For instance, if an official crucial to your affairs is on vacation, you're forced to wait, and there's nothing you can do about it. Several times throughout the month, you might find yourself on the verge of two decisions, either to pull yourself together, persevere and finish, or to throw everything aside and, figuratively speaking, indulge. Of course, this is an exaggerated metaphor, but you might face such situations multiple times this month. This month, you may notice things that previously escaped your attention. You know, when something becomes so familiar that you only see it peripherally, and then suddenly your vision clears, and you notice new details. This could apply to objects, people, or relationships. Also, some important financial matters will be resolved for you in July, though not without tension and effort on your part. Let's discuss the most important astrological events of July and their step-by-step influence on your sign. Key astrological events in July 2025 for Capricorn. Venus in your 6th house, July 4th, August 1. On July 4th, Venus changes signs and moves into Gemini, entering your 6th house of daily routines and work. Venus improves the area it transits. Your 6th house is the sector of obligatory labor, our daily routines and responsibilities, both at work and at home. Venus will be in this sector from July 4th to August honest, bringing a sense of relief. At work, this may manifest as an improved atmosphere among colleagues or a reduction in workload and responsibility. For some, this could be a period of vacation or an increase in your salary. There will be fewer irritating factors in your daily activities, including your routine home life. The 6th house also symbolizes health and a healthy lifestyle, while Venus represents beauty, particularly physical beauty. This is a time when you might engage in beauty treatments or take better care of yourself to feel strong and healthy. Overall, during this Venus transit, you'll feel a sense of ease, even if you can't pinpoint the exact reason. You'll simply feel that there are fewer tense and irritating factors in your life. Venus in a lucky aspect to Pluto, July 7. On July 7th, Venus will be in a lucky aspect to Pluto, impacting your 2nd and 6th astrological houses. This is a powerful and positive, though short-lived aspect. It's a sign of good fortune in matters related to work, relationships, large purchases, or health. On this day, a pivotal situation could turn in your favor. You might decide to invest more resources in yourself and your health, your education, and your future prospects. There could also be an important event related to a woman. Uranus enters Gemini, July 7. On this same day, July 7th, the most significant astrological event of 2025 occurs. Uranus, the revolutionary of the solar system and creator of history, crosses into Gemini for the first time since 1942. Uranus will remain in this sign for over 7 years. Uranus in each sign brings a new impulse to the material world and a new experience that we haven't had before. Uranus will be in your 6th house of employment, lifestyle, and daily routines. Here, it will bring about a reorganization of your work conditions, employment, and domestic arrangements. Uranus is a symbol of freedom, so this reorganization will have a flavor of freedom, emphasizing less routine and more free time for creativity and personal pursuits. For some, this could also manifest as a major renovation or restoration of an old house or dacha. Full moon in your sign, July 10. On July 10th, a full moon occurs in your sign, in your honest house of self and identity. A full moon signifies completion, culmination, clarity, and results. Your honest house is the house of yourself, your personality, and the image you present to the world. A full moon in your own sign, on one hand, brings the completion of a matter that is most current and significant for you at this time. On the other hand, a full moon in the honest house brings the completion of one of your functions or roles that you've been fulfilling. This is a time that brings completion or clarity to your most pressing task. The full moon in the honest house also makes you feel more prominent and noticeable. People will be looking at you, interested in you, wanting to talk to you. You'll be the center of attention. This period can also bring clarity to issues related to relationships, whether personal, friendly, or business. Often, a full moon in the honest house gives us a desire to change something in our appearance, style, or mode of action. Frequently, during a full moon in our own sign, something happens that we're proud of. Perhaps not the results themselves, but the fact that we accomplished it. This is a time when you'll have another reason to praise yourself. Sun in a lucky aspect to the North Node, July 13. On July 13th, the Sun will be in a lucky aspect to the North Node, the node of the future. The Sun is light, and the North Node indicates our direction, the favorable path for us to move forward. This is a day when the Sun illuminates your path, providing guidance and clarity on the direction you should take. Since this aspect will affect your 3rd and 7th astrological houses, favorable changes will come to you through other people. On this day, you might receive invitations or proposals. This is a day when a deal or an important meeting with others could take place. Throughout the day, you might process an important document or reach a desired agreement. Also, on this day, someone might share important and valuable information with you. Mercury retrograde in Leo, July 18, August 11. From July 18th to August 11th, Mercury will be in retrograde motion in Leo, in your 8th house of shared resources and deep transformations. Retrograde Mercury brings a period of reevaluation. This is a time when we rework, recalculate, rethink, reprocess documents, or rediscuss matters. Since the retrograde Mercury period will affect your 8th house, which governs shared finances, resources, interactions with others and the state, and joint property with family or business partners, this is a time when your financial agreements might be reviewed. For example, the terms and costs of services you've ordered from others or organizations might be changed. This is a time when you might reprocess a bank account or a bank card. You might resolve issues related to debt or a mortgage. You could reprocess any financial documents, including reapplying for an insurance policy or collecting necessary documents to receive social payments or benefits. You might resubmit reports or correct financial errors. This is also a time when you might revisit the idea of creating a passive income source. If you rent out your property, your tenants might change during this period. If you rent a home yourself, the cost or other rental conditions might be reviewed. Mars conjunction South Node, July 22-23. On July 22nd and 23rd, Mars, the source of strength, energy, and action, will be in conjunction with the South Node, the cup of accumulated karma. This is an interesting time that accelerates the realization of processes that are meant to happen and are already ripe. This conjunction of Mars and the South Node will occur in your 9th house of intellect, education, strategic goals, and distant matters. Therefore, this is a time of intensive spiritual growth. At the same time, during this period, you might abandon an idea that you no longer consider relevant. You might change your opinion about someone, something, or a process. This is a time when there could be important changes related to a move or your remote work or online work for a foreign company. This period might also bring changes in your relationships with your romantic partner's friends and relatives. You might resolve issues related to your own education or your child's education. Also, the 9th house is the house of luck. This is a time that gives a premonition of good fortune. However, in practice, things might not be as easy and simple as they seem at this time. This is also a time when you might have a conflict with someone from whom you are learning or have learned, e.g., your father, boss, or a more senior colleague. You might also encounter some bureaucratic formalities that you'll have to deal with. New Moon in Leo, July 24, On July 24th, a bright, fiery, creative, and ambitious new moon occurs in Leo, in your 8th house. This is a time when your heart will demand change, when you'll crave vivid emotions, actions, adventures, and exciting events. This new moon will also be in a lucky aspect to Saturn and Neptune, which are in your 4th astrological house, the sector symbolizing your home, real estate, property, and family matters. Therefore, there could be exciting events in family matters and your personal life. Issues related to real estate, moving, or purchases for your home might be successfully resolved. For some, this could be a time of a bright event that brings a sense of reset. There might be a resolution to an issue related to your partners, major purchases, or investments. In your romantic partner's affairs, new opportunities related to income might emerge. And during this time, anything routine might cause a feeling of inner protest. This is that very period when you might literally want to go wild, figuratively speaking, of course. Sun opposition, Pluto, July 25. On July 25th, a tense Sun-Pluto opposition will form in the sky. This is a tense aspect of conflicting forces and opposition, which occurs once a year. It will affect the financial axis of your horoscope, which governs your income and expenses. This is a day when you'll feel that you are opposing something, someone's will, or someone's power. It's advisable not to plan important matters on this day, especially those concerning property and money. You might feel that you are struggling with something, both internally, your fears, doubts, insecurities, personal prohibitions or taboos, and externally, external obstacles. You might encounter someone trying to impose their will and rules on you. The issue at hand might have originated in January 2025. Therefore, it's best not to plan solutions for matters that require significant effort on this day. Sun conjunction retrograde Mercury, July 31. On July 31st, the Sun will be in conjunction with retrograde Mercury. The Sun is our self, our consciousness, and Mercury is the messenger of the gods. This is a time when we receive some important information or a clue. This information can come from within us, ideas, solutions, insights, or memories, or from the external world, a letter, an important conversation, or information you receive online. Given that Mercury is retrograde during this period, this is a time when you might reevaluate something, such as the terms of your financial cooperation with an individual or organization. You might reprocess documents or re-sign a contract. The previously agreed upon terms might also change. For example, the cost or deadlines for certain tasks might change. This is a day when you might feel like you're taking a step back, that you're renewing something, primarily things that require regular payments. For example, you might renew subscriptions that require regular payments. This is also a time when you might receive a long-awaited money transfer. Planetary retrogrades in July. Throughout July, 2 influential planets will turn retrograde. Before they begin their retrograde journey, they will be stationary for some time, literally hanging at one point. This will create additional tension, forming a focal point of power that will influence all of us. Saturn retrograde, stationary period, July 10-16. Saturn, the Lord of Karma, will be stationary in your 4th house, which symbolizes your home, real estate, and place of residence. Saturn in this sector will bring you back to matters related to this house, matters in which you haven't shown due responsibility, attention, or patience. These unresolved issues could cause delays in your affairs. This might include delays in processing documents related to your place of residence, or delays in home renovations, or other issues connected to your relatives. Those born at the very beginning of your sign, between December 2020 and 25th of any year, will feel the influence of stationary Saturn most strongly. Neptune retrograde, stationary period, July 1-12. Neptune, the Lord of our dreams, hopes, ideals, and faith, will also be stationary. This period enhances our intuition. These are days when you might experience prophetic dreams, insights, and signs from the universe. Neptune will be stationary in your fourth house, the house of our ancestors. Therefore, you might dream of your ancestors during this period. On a practical level, this period might bring situations related to water. For example, the need to repair something in your home related to plumbing or a water heater. When Neptune turns retrograde, it lifts a veil of illusion, allowing us to see what's happening more clearly. Since Neptune will be turning retrograde in your fourth house, the sector symbolizing your home, this is a time when you might notice things in your home that you previously ignored. For instance, that it's time to change the upholstery on your furniture, renovate, or replace something in your interior. This is a time when we notice various rough edges and flaws that we didn't see before. That's your astrological outlook for July 2025, dear Capricorns. I wish you a wonderful and successful month. If this forecast was helpful to you, put a like and press the bell. Subscribe to the Zodiac Soul Insights channel and get a plus in karma from the universe. Share in the comments. Was this forecast helpful to you? And how much coincides with your events? See you in the next video. May the stars be on your side.